Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to the weekly outlook, right? I don't know how many of, we only have 237 traders. Where is everybody? It never used to be less than 300. So for the last 2-3 weeks, so I hope nothing is wrong with them. I hope they made money last night and they're spending it today. So we will start as usual. Remember, all of you were supposed to take, when the Peng Yen was going down like this, and everybody was getting crazy. 2 weeks ago, I told you guys to take a challenge, not to be afraid of the market. Take a buy in the Peng Yen without any stops on one micro in your account or on a demo if you can't afford a micro. And last week, I said to those who were not in the challenge to still take the buy. Don't put any stops. Just let the market do what it has to do. How many of you are in that trade? Wait, let me put out the poll. Let's go get the questions, right? I think that would work. Polls, let me set up a question so we can know how many of you are actually really following anything in here. Let's add a question, and the question would be, are you still in the Peng Yen GJ buy? You will only answer if you took it, right? Oh, I have to type my question below. Sorry. Copy, paste. Let me just delete this one so you can know. Good. Are you still in the GJ buy? A multiple choice, yes. And the second one would be no. Right? So let me send this out for you guys. It's gonna save, and then I'll add the question. Good. So launch the polling. Come on, let's go. You guys should see it. Everybody can see the poll. Just type if you're still in the trade. And remember, you're not supposed to close the trade as yet, right? I told you we're gonna be in that trade for like 6 months. We're gonna be in that trade for a very long time. You should see the poll. Don't type in here. Type in the poll. Let's see how many of you still kept that. 300 people are supposed to be in this thing. So let me see how many of you still learn anything from the market. You took profit, right? You closed it for profit. Look how much profit you're gonna miss because you closed that for profit. It's going to be an interesting thing to learn. Remember, it was supposed to be small, so you're not supposed to really worry about the profit or the loss on it, right? Closed and reopened several. Well, that's good. That's a lot. You're mostly trading. It's not for like this trade, but that was your trading strategy. I closed and opened and closed a lot of them as well. But we're talking specifically about this test. So let me get rid of this and go back to the GJ. Right? So we'll give it about a minute more to run, and then we'll only, how many people voted? 267. Only 189 voted. Come on, guys, click a yes or a no, please. The rest of you didn't take the challenge, I'd assume, right? So right now it's like 50-50. The idea was to take it very small so it wouldn't affect your account, but the purpose was to let you don't be afraid of the market. Learn something from the market. That, market moves in waves, and you will see it. By the way, on TradingView, I see a lot of Elliott waivers popping up like mushroom after rain now. So you guys will have to be careful. A lot of Elliott waivers. It used to be all advanced patterns. I'm glad they're learning. I'm very happy they're learning, but some of them are even not just learning, they want to teach you. So just be careful of what you do, right? It's interesting. So many of them, typing all kinds of crazy stuff there. Let's go. Okay, I'll end the polling now. I think everybody must have voted already, and share the results. So you can see, right? Most people are out of the trades. Only 48% of you kept it, and 54% of you already closed it. So the 48%, please keep it. The 54% you want to enter the challenge again, buy it right here and don't do anything with it. You have to buy it in a demo or in 1 micro. If 1 micro will not affect your account, even if it moves 1,000 pips, right? So it's not supposed to affect you in any ways. 48.54, yeah, that's amazing. It's supposed to be 48.52. Something with the polling station on this Zoom. I don't know where they get so much percent from. They got some extra percentage, right? It's kind of funny. I know it was 51 at some point. Yeah, it's like Turkey election. I don't know. I'm not commenting on politics in here. We have a lot of people from Turkey. I don't want anybody getting angry at me, right? I have enough trolls already. Don't want more, right? Yes, just buy it. The idea is not where you buy it, if there's a reason to buy it or why you buy it. The idea is that you don't get scared of the market. That is the whole purpose, right? Teach you something about the market and the way it moves. So you should never be afraid of the market. Because if you're afraid of the market, you are no longer a trader, right? That alone. If people get scared of the market, they know nothing about trading, right? The market is not there to scare you. You should learn to understand the structure so it wouldn't scare you. So where would this go? Upside. Well, it's not going to go up in a straight line. We know that, right? That's why the whole idea is wave analysis. So we're making waves. We make a wave here. I think you will get a very deep correction. You watch for a correction here. It may be deep. It may not be very deep, but then there's a continuation to the upside. So bigger picture upside, small picture is going to go in a consolidation. I think that's possible. We are already making that consolidation. It's kind of a little dangerous to start trading it to the downside. I don't think you want to do that because it may just do this and then upside, right? So remember, I'll post the updates in these and the trade. Once I close the webinar, I'll go post the updates so that you guys will follow. I'm going to follow those charts, right? So if you're following me, you will see if you guys are following me, and you know I'm posting, like, I'm not posting 10 charts in a day. I post 10 updates on old charts that I have so you guys could follow them for a longer period, right? I see people post 10 charts of the same charts in one day. Well, we know the purpose they're doing that for, right? We are trying to educate you. My job is to try to help you guys, right? Not to gain likes and crazy stuff out there, right? So I'll follow up on these charts later on so you guys would still follow all the way from the very first one that I posted here. Post these updates, post it in lower time frame, post the trade setups in it so that you can follow it, right? Let's go. So let's start. Dollar index. Dollar index did break the low. So now that it breaks the low, we will look for two things, right? We will change this. So when to take that off, we made a lower low. So the bigger trend is dominant right now. They made lower lows in the bigger trend. You could put that as the dominant trend. You're going to look for continuation to the downside, or you're looking for reversals. Both of those are possible within this structure, right? So how do we know whether it's going to go down? If you get a flag here or a corrective structure, which we would look for, that would be a continuation pattern. If they're reversing it on a lower time frame, we look for an impulse, a correction, and then we look for upside. Either could happen right now. Okay, if you guys could hold the comments and the thing until we finish, at the end, there is enough time for that, we will do it, right? Uh, sorry, if you guys are commenting on buying of the yen, the idea of buying the yen is not a strategy. It's just to teach you not to be afraid of the market, right? That is the whole idea of it. Just take it on one micro if you have a $10,000 or $20,000. If you don't, take it as the demo. It doesn't matter. The idea is just for you to learn to see that the market moves up and down, up and down. Remember the first week you guys were upside down, and then you made profit, and then you're still in profit. So you learn something. You can also see how far it's going to go when you're in profit, right? See how many people close their trades because they were trading. If you were trading, you would probably close your trade, wait for correction, buy again. But in this case, what I'm teaching you something else, because a lot of people were not taking trades because they're afraid to click the trades. So I'm trying to teach you something else in that, right? So let's go. We're looking for both right now. In terms of the euro, upside, nothing changed. What we're going to look for now is the break of the top. The break of the top will confirm to us whether it's going to be continuation or reversal. It hasn't broken the top on this platform, but on a few platforms, they've broken the top. So we would consider the top broken. Right now, you're looking for short-term downside. Once they start to consolidate in here, you can see that right? You will get short-term downside trade. If you take this trade, move your stops or take profit, because the two things could happen. This could go straight through the low, or they're going to go back up for one more. Based on what we have right now today, as the chart is, I think one more up is possible, right? So what we're going to look for, we're going to look for a short-term down trade. You may get that this week. And then you're going to look for one more impulse up. At this point, we will see whether we're going to look for the downside. But on the bigger picture, until we break this trend line, until we break that trend line and consolidate, we would consider this structure a move to the downside. It is possible under one case where you have a bigger B wave in the weekly, where the weekly structure, this is a bigger B wave and this one is actually going up. That is a possible scenario, but that scenario will kick in only when we break this structure. When we break the trend line, then we will decide that, okay, this is what it is going to do. But as it stands right now, under the trend line, we're looking for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave, right? So we will look for this wave down, one more down, to complete this, if this is all the correction. And you will never know that, right? It doesn't matter what type of trader you are. You will never know that. That's the unknown factor in wave theory. But it's unknown to an extent if you're looking into the higher time frame. It doesn't prevent you from buying this. It wouldn't prevent you from selling it on the 1 hour. Not knowing that factor would not prevent you from selling this in the 1 hour and then buying it back to the upside, right? So in terms of trading and in terms of long-term forecast and analysis, one does not prevent you from doing the other, even if you might not know what the long-term is as yet. It's not confirmed. Short-term, you keep trading it. That's the whole idea about it, right? So watch this. I think short-term, you guys may have a nice short trade. That would probably happen this week. Maybe today, tomorrow, you get a trade down here. And then likely, I think, one more up. This would not be a bad trade. And if you see it changing, get out of the trade, take a small profit, and look for the upside, right? In the pound, I'm definitely looking for one more up, and that will end the pound structure also to the upside, right? We are still looking at this as a bigger structure. We knew this was going to go up more because based on our analysis, it was incomplete as it is. What we didn't know was whether it is going to be a triangle or it's going to break out of the triangle for a C wave. We broke out of the triangle and we are going for a C wave, more consolidation here, and then one more up before they come down. So more consolidation. I can put this here actually, just to show you. But when you go lower time frame, it's going to be like there. So there will be more consolidation in here. One more up, and then we're going to be looking for the downside. So let's go look inside of the consolidation. Inside of a daily consolidation, you can trade if you get a setup to trade. So right now what you have in there is this. Oh, okay, let me just take that off. I'll put it on back. What you have in there is a move down. And you're in the middle here consolidating. See that? If this breaks to the upside, this trade will be very short because I don't think it's going right now. But if they break to the downside, you may get a trade here before you get the nice trade to the upside. So for it to go up, we would first want them to break to the downside. Finish this correction, and then the trade to the upside becomes a perfect setup for us, right? So keep an eye on a short-term trade down, just like the euro, and up. But if this breaks to the upside, take the trade. This consolidation is much longer than the euro consolidation. So if it breaks to the upside and you take the trade, right, make sure you move it to break even when they come close to the top. Move that trade into break even. Take profit, right? Not take profit, just move your stop into profit. So when it comes down back, it takes you out for like 3 pips, for example, so you don't take a loss on it. I'm very confident that they'll probably do this, come back here, and then go there. I'll be interested in this trade and the one to the upside. This one, the first one, I don't think I'll be interested in it. But if you know, for some reason you like it, right, that is, you just have to be careful, right? I think there's more consolidation time-wise coming. Aussie is making a nice trade for downside for you guys. It's confirming what we think it's going to do in here, right? We're getting something like that right now. So we have 1, 2. I think we can get this come back to the top there, and this would be a perfect trade to the downside. Don't miss that trade. It's starting to confirm the downside on us on the 4-hour. You've got that up. That was a trade setup. That was a trade setup. Get out of the trade here. Look for this trade up. We didn't trade that up. Some of my traders took it, but I didn't trade it. It's going very slow. I think they'll break the top. Once they break that top, look for this trade to the downside. Definitely, this move to the downside is what is going to kick in for the Euro Oz to go up. So the Euro Oz upside will not be so much the Euro trade to the upside, but it's going to be this trade coming down. And remember, this trade, we said this is going to come down, right? If you're new to the room, we had that analysis out for like a long time, right? We started doing that analysis somewhere in the where. What happens to all my they are actually, I see why. I changed all my charts to 01 the charts because there were gaps on the FXCM and they're all on the FXCM chart, right? So you guys could go and check that out. This one that I have to the downside here, then the upside, and we're looking for the downside, and this would be a big move to the upside, right? If you go back to the FXCM chart, you'll see it. You can just click on my name, you'll see the charts, right? So we're looking for this trade here to finish the stop. Look for a sell setup. Don't miss that trade. And then we will all look for that trade to the upside. So this week, it's likely that we can see the Aussie go down. It's very likely for the Aussie to go down. We have a buy setup for it to go finish that up. It's very short term. I don't know if you want to take it, but you may get a nice short term trade here if they come here and they go back up like that. It's going to be a short term. They can break from here, and we will have what we call a contracting flat. It's actually a regular flat where they didn't break that top, and that happens sometime, right? So keep your eyes on this. Look for the sell setup. I will post it. I'll update those charts. Those are old charts. I'll update them still. Maybe I'll start a new one with this piece on the downside. I don't know, because that is so far back. I may not be able to find it myself. Too far back. So sometime I'll post these out. And don't forget to click the likes if you like the charts I post, right? Your likes help other people to see the chart. And then they will come to the webinars and they will learn a few things. They will help not losing their account, right? You will help them. They'll tell you thank you for that. New Zealand, it's going to go up. We said it's going to go up. It's going to hit that top. There is no question of that. You have a buy setup in the making right now. Wait for the break of the top. Take that trade there. You're getting a buy setup there, consolidating for that. And this consolidation, we looked at it last week. 1, 2, 3. That was what we were looking for in our class, in our trading room, and this one up. After that, you're going to have a move to the downside, just like the Aussie, right? Remember this one to the upside? All the trolls disappeared again because they thought this was going to go down, right? Up again. Look for this trade here, and at this point, somewhere in here, we're going to look for downside because it's confirming this pattern that we see. That consolidation is confirming itself. 1, 2, 3, and then downside. Now, can this go up some more, maybe to this level, and then come down? That is possible. This would be a much bigger corrective structure. As of now, we can't make that forecast. And I don't see it happening right now. This structure is not telling me that. You notice the sharpness with which these were going up and down. This is not doing that. This is actually consolidating. So on the wave counts that we are having, this one is still probably looking like here and then more downside. So we'll see. If you're in the buy and we are wrong and it does that, hey, congratulations. If you were only trading it to the 270 and you got that extra, good work. Right? That's good. You wouldn't complain that you're wrong, right? You'd say, great, I'm in the buy. That's okay. Like we were in the buy in the euro and the euro yen and the euro New Zealand, and and they went up yesterday. I'm not complaining. I have no. It could be French election, so be it. I don't care if it was the Russian elections, as long as they move in the direction we're in. I don't care. You could use anything to move the market as long as it moves to where the structure here is going to go, and we're in the trade. We're happy about that. Right, they can use any reason to do that. Watch this here. This is a nice short-term trade to the upside. Here's the thing. If it breaks here, don't take the sellers yet. If it breaks to the upside, this is your trade. The sell is not valid as yet because the sell may come here and go back there. right? It's that simple. If it goes to the downside, you don't have to worry that there isn't a sell set up on it as yet. But if it goes up, you have a buy set up to this stock. From there, we can start to look for the sell setup, right? That is what we do. We look for the direction the trade should go in. If it goes, if it behaves that way, we're in the trade. If it doesn't, then it goes slightly the opposite direction to make a bigger consolidation. That's okay. I'm simply not in the trade. It's not a loss because I didn't say I'm going to sell it if it breaks that trend to the downside. People come in and say, oh, it didn't go your way. You took a loss. I was like, yeah, I'm not even in the trade. You have to be in the trade to take a loss. And I'm looking for a buy. How could I be in a sell suddenly? If I post that, okay, guys, this setup now has changed and it's going to the downside, look for the sell, that's a different story. If I see that setup when it breaks, that there's a sell setup, I would do that. Right? It's not that I can't change my mind and I see, okay, good, they broke it here. And instead of doing this, they do this. That's a perfect sell setup for me. I will take the trade. But if they just drop here, so be it. I'm not in the trade. Right? And that is what trading is about. Trading is about you having strategies to trade, and they must work with you with what you're doing. You're not chasing all the candles all over the place. Because if you keep doing that, you will lose your account. You must have defined strategies, and they must have rules which you're going to use. And if they fit the rules and they fit the condition, you take the trade. If not, you just watch it go. That's it. You just watch it go. It's not doing what you expect it to do. You should not be in that trade. It's that simple. It cannot be simpler than that. Okay, we finally got 300 people in the room. I was a little worried what happened to everybody. So, good. US CAD. This was going to break to the upside. It did. It started to make deeper. This trade here. I actually posted this in the trading view. I think same thing. I'm on a wonder here. I'm an FXCM, so you should be able to see this. Let me see if I can go to the 1 hour and find that chart for you guys. And I post all the time frame out for you after some of the guys were starting to freak out as to, I think it was this trade here. We were looking for a buy setup somewhere in here. Let me see if I can find that spot where it is. Here. So I was looking for a short-term buy setup that didn't work, and then I showed them the idea behind how it's going to work. And now we didn't take that trade because of the news event, but you see this, right? This is the long-term picture going up. This is the short-term picture where they will come here, they will come back to the top here, and then they will come here. We know what happened, right? And then they're going to go back up. This is not guessing. You can't guess 1 direction, 2 direction, and 3 direction and get all 3 correct, right? You can't guess this stuff. You can't make this stuff up. So we got the downside and we got the upside. Let's go look at the charts itself. We got the downside here and then we got the upside. I think you can see it very clearly. We got this. We have this move here up there and we got the downside and now we're getting the upside. See that? Perfect. You're getting every single part of that chart is working out perfect. You can go and look at the chart itself now. Let's squeeze it. This is your big up move. This is your big correction, and we are expecting that. See, it's not difficult as long as you understand how the chart should behave. So my traders took the trade here. We closed it here. Somewhere in here, they closed it. We're looking for deeper correction here, and then we're looking for a continuation up there. So this week, maybe we don't get any trade in the CAD unless you want to scalp it for a couple pips in there within the correction. I don't think this correction is over. We would look for more correction, more consolidation in here. And then the upside. Very short-term trades in there, maybe, if they're perfect. If you get some perfect 15-minute short-term trade in there, maybe we'll consider it, but I don't see any right now. So stay out, wait for the consolidation, and then take the trade. Right? There's nothing to trade here right now. They've made that move. It's completed. They need to consolidate. Even if this breaks the top, it's not going anywhere. It's coming back here for consolidation, and then it will go. See? Simple. Wait for it. Nothing to trade in the CAD. Yen, you have trades in the yen now starting. Right? Remember the yen charts also, the same thing with them. And this is what let me make this clear before I say this, because I think some traders are getting me wrong. I like to discuss ideas. I like to discuss strategies. I like to discuss what we are doing in terms of how you trade, not in terms of people, right? Not in terms of who is trading like this. So when I say we are discussing Elliott wave trades, and I said be careful, there are a lot of bogus Elliott wavers out there. I'm talking about people who just put numbers and letters and charts and think that is Elliott wave. Remember this one. And it's not the person, it's about the method they're using that is wrong. Right? They read the book, they understand you have to put letters and numbers in the chart, they do that, but they miss the concept. And those because of that, people are misled into believing that Elliott wave does not work. Right? That there's the wave theory does not work. Actually, it works very good. The problem is not the wave theory. The problem is the amount of people who thinks they know it good, and then they end up doing a lot of nonsense, right? So let's go look at this one. I think the post was somewhere in here. I'm gonna wonder, that's the problem. I have to go back to FXCM, right? But I think you can go and check my charts on FXCM and you will see that. We did identify this move to the downside. We identified this one to make a correction downside. And that's exactly what it did. And now it's starting to make the move to the upside. Are we gonna break out here? I think very likely we're gonna break out. So what you're gonna do now is you're gonna wait for this to correct here and take that trade up, correct, take that trade up, and when it gets here, break out or come back here. And if it does this at this level, you buy again. If it drops, we would look for sell setup. I don't see this dropping right now. I see this actually making an attempt to break out. As far as the structure is showing, it's going out. If the structure changes, we will see it. You see numbers and letters here? The numbers and letters are irrelevant. Let me just tell you guys this. They are irrelevant to the structure, right? It's like you're looking at animals in a zoo. They all have names, right? But if you're looking at the herd of cows or something like that, I don't know, you don't give all of them names. You can give all of them names if you want to identify each one of them separately, right? But the idea is that you can see a lot of animals. The same thing, if you want to identify each wave separately and where you are in each structure, and that helps you, great, you should label it, right? Basically, I could tell you what that structure is going to do just looking at it without labeling it. And that is because of the methodology we are using to identify a single wave. And once I see those waves, I can say, okay, I see it. Most of these charts I can draw. I can literally just draw them without looking at them. Well, I do them 3-4 times a day. So I remember what they look like. And we don't give our counting system out to the general community because it's different from what the rest of the world is doing. And you can trust me, it's working very good because you can check my charts on TradingView for that. So when you see people are offering you a lot of free stuff, right, in terms of, we're going to do a free course in Elliott Wave for you, it puts a smile on my face. Be my guest. Something you don't know and you're trying to teach people about is amazing. How people try to do that, right? You ask me to teach you something I have no knowledge of, I'll say, sorry, I have no knowledge. People call me, say, which broker should I join? Don't ask me. I don't know. I have no idea about brokers, right? I know what I know, and what I don't know, I don't venture into, making myself a comic out of it. But it's going to be fun. TradingView always gets a lot of hype, right? It's going to be really fun. A lot of hype in TradingView happens. Let's go. Watch this trade. This one, this week, upside. Short term, 15-minute trade, possible. First downside and then up. Complete the 3-wave structure and go up. So if you want this 15-minute trade, if you guys have the skill level to do that, I'm not going to encourage those who don't know much about trading to do that. If you have the skill level, there's a nice trade coming here and then up. The risk with this trade is that if it's a contracting flat, it will not break the low. And that means you will have to take the loss. So if you don't have the skill level to take losses, don't do it. Right? It might not get to your target. You will have to know to get out of the trade or to take the loss. It looks like it's going to pull back. This will pull back, even if it breaks the top, right? This cannot be sustainable if they keep going like this. They'll pull back and then go. So you can get a nice short trade here and then look for the upside. Swiss, stay out of this. Aussie, it's making the consolidation. I think they'll consolidate some more here. And the longer they do this, the better it is for you to go up. Can this piece here starting to change the structure somehow? It's possible if this starts to do this instead. If you start to get a channel to the downside, they will do this and then they'll go up. You will get a bigger correction here and then the upside. That is possible. Let me show you the bigger time frame structure, because I've been showing you guys this for a while. By the way, I posted this chart. Don't forget to like it if you think it's worth anything. Right? We broke this structure. Remember, I've been posting this. Watch this chart to go up. Right? They are going to go up. Watch it to go up. So what you want to do here, you got moves, consolidation, moves, consolidate. Well, if you make a move up, you'll probably consolidate here and then go. So there is a big, not right now. I think this will go up some more and then the big consolidation come. The only trend line that could give us, some point from where they can turn to, maybe this one, as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave structure. We don't see that coming. So I think this is going to break out. And if Aussie makes that drop and Euro continue to go up, this trade is going to be amazing. Don't miss it. When this thing moves, it moves very fast. They make small correction, small correction, small correction, and then they take off. You had your first small correction. They're going to pull here, make a small correction, go up, make a small one, and they're going to do that. Not exactly the way they did it here, but very similar. So keep your eyes on this trade. It's an amazing trade. When this thing moves, it moves. When it starts to move, it moves very fast. And it's starting to move. So you want to get into this trade and you want to keep it, right? Try to get in the trade. If you have a strategy how to do that, and try to keep it. It's going to be an amazing trade. You may get some more surprise. This is nothing compared to the surprise you can actually get on this chart. If you have not entered yet, I'm not expecting you to say you've entered yet. So if you're not entered yet, wait for a correction, wait for what your strategy is going to tell you to do, and then buy. If you don't have a strategy, don't trade. Right? If you don't have a strategy, don't trade. You need to be trained to trade. Right? And when you're trained, you will have a strategy. You notice why they send trained soldiers to war? Because those guys are trained to handle, the conditions they're going to be in. They don't just pick you from the street and send you. You'll be dead very fast. It's the same thing with trading. If you don't have a strategy and you don't know what to do, you'll lose your account pretty fast. Right? It's making a correction. Let it finish the correction and then you'll take the trade to the upside. Same in this one. It's making a correction. You can see that? Now, this is looking more like a flag in the middle here in the 15. See that? Now, this could continue to do this for a while. They may drop beyond here and then go back up. This is going to give you a nice three-wave structure. How long is going to happen? I don't know. That's true. That is why people think they can trade without any training. Hey, I just want you to tell me where to enter, where to put the stop, and I'll be okay. I'll be, super. It's like saying, just give me a gun and put me in the war, man. I'll do good. No, you wouldn't do good. There's a reason they train those soldiers, so they don't have to buy Pampers for them. Right? If they're not trained and you're in that war zone, you're likely going to mess yourself up. They don't train you to shoot so much as they train you to handle the conditions. Right? You need not to be scared of the chart. What I'm actually giving you that trade to do on the Pang Yen is to prepare you not to be scared of the chart. Right? So that you can learn something. That's your first learning. Don't be scared of the chart if you're going to trade. This is your zone. This is where you're going to work. This is your working area. And if you're scared here, you're going to be scared everywhere else, right? So, yeah, I would agree with you, Ivan. Anything will give the volume. I really don't know what they're going to use to do that, but the structures are working amazing. So as long as they're going to use some event, the second election, whatever they're going to use to keep that thing going, okay with me. I want this thing to complete before the next election to the downside. So if that is what is going to drive it up, together with the New Zealand falling down, great with me. I'll go with that. So we were going to trade it. There's a nice short-term trade you could probably get here. Like I said, if this is going to break out also here, it might be short-term. It may just break out like this, come back here, and then ready to go. So buying within a sideways move like that is a little dangerous. You see, they don't go far. They pull back, right? They come here, they go there. They're going sideways. If this is going to be all the consolidation and they're going out of that, we will have to wait for them to go out and pull back before we buy. So learn to trade. There's a reason you need to be trained to do anything. Don't let the I don't even know how to put it. If anyone is telling you you can do this without training, go ahead, be my guest. You may want to ask them what happened to them before that, right? So just be careful, guys. Make sure you learn. Knowledge is important. Knowledge is the key to this. Same with the euro yen. Short term, I think you can get a downside trade. They're probably going to crawl up here some more, but short term, you can get a trade down, and then we'll look for trades to the upside. So this week, it's a lot of short-term trades. You notice, right? After they've made those movements, this week, we might only get these short-term trades. And by Friday, you may see that going up. So you may not get a lot of big trades this week. If you didn't make yesterday, that's it. Well, that is today. If you didn't make money today, you probably be sitting the whole week wondering when the next big move is coming for you because it's not coming so quick. Right? These are going to be short-term trades. But hey, if you know the trade, these short-term trades will bring you some nice income, right? We'll come to the CAD and we're coming to everything. Don't worry. EuroCAD, EuroChief, stay out of the EuroChief. EuroChief actually broke out very nice. We were planning on putting an entry order there, but we didn't do this because we wanted to tag the low first, then put an entry order. It's still sideways. Stay out of that. EuroCAD. EuroCAD is looking a little downside actually. Right? This one looks like it could come back all the way to the low here before they go. So we're waiting on this, staying out of it and just waiting to see what they're going to do. Europong, did I say it's going to go up last week? Right? And I said, even if they break this low, I actually had to label this chart for some people out there. Right? People were looking for triangular pattern. Same thing. Got the Elliott waivers coming in. They're looking at triangular pattern. Hey, I see A, B, C, D, E. This is going to go down. And I'm like, oh, well, what? You're seeing crazy stuff. Stop putting all those fancy things in your chart because you're not seeing the chart. This is not an A, B, C, D, E stuff here. I think here was the E, and this is going to go down. That's not what the chart is doing, guys. It is not. People who don't see this, they're going to mislead you into trouble. What is going to do? Go up. This chart was posted since last week, before the election. Right? This was before the election. They broke out here immediately, and we said that's not an entry point. That did not qualify for an entry. It went down. Okay, now you look for your entry point. Now you look for entries. Wait for pullback and go. Wait for pullback and go. They're coming above there. The structure you're looking for is actually this structure. It's amazing how our structure is different from Elliott waivers. And even though you get an election, they still work. This is the trade you're looking for now. You took the Europong. Well done. You're expecting it to go up. It's going up. So what you're going to do is you're going to behave just like all the other pairs. You're going to see short-term buys and sells in here till they consolidate. But this one is going to go up. This one is actually breaking out. You see this? We don't have the. Let me see if we can change this. Let's move it to Owanda. I will lose all the drawings in it and all the counting, but don't matter. Okay, Owanda, I actually have the Owanda chart here, 2-4 hour. You're getting a short-term upside right now. This is a very, very short-term trade. If you take that trade, it's not likely going to go far. This would probably just come to like this distance and then come back for the deeper. They need to come back for the deeper consolidation. So if you take this trade, if you get a trade set up and you take that, it's not a trade set up as yet. But if you do get a trade set up and you take it, just be careful. But with Pong coming down and Euro likely go up, it could happen. Right. Yeah, I just don't like I don't think these gaps are real on the FXCM chart. I just think they open later. Owanda opened earlier than they are. That is why Owanda's got the candle printed and they didn't get the candle printed. Not that there was a real gap there. Right? Let's go. So keep looking at this. You'll get nice trade setups on this one to the upside. They broke the trend to the downside. They've completed a 3-wave pattern. You can see that. They've completed 1, 2, 3, and this one, you know, this goes not too far, but it will come back here and then go again, right? They will make pullback. They always do. But these little ones could go too, right? You notice this one, they had very little pullback and they go. So you may want to consider. If you take the trade here, keep a bigger stop. Don't keep a small stop. right? Just keep a bigger stop, because if they're gonna go like that one, they'll do it. But you keep a bigger stop. You don't have to live with that stop. You'll just keep it. Yeah, no, in terms of that movement there probably wasn't very much transaction in there, but the candles could be printed if the broker was open. And if the broker was closed, well, then when he opens, it's a gap, right? That's simple, right? If you look at a 1 minute, you'll see it's actually a 1 minute candle that you need to look for. So you notice the 1 minute candle was pretty fast. If you bring this back to where the first 1 minute reaction was to the upside, I think it was somewhere in here, right? Or somewhere in here. They keep moving, right? They keep moving up. Where's the first big candle? Sorry, it was here. Let me go back to see where I can find it. This candle, yep, this candle, right? That there wasn't much transactions in there, right? After that, the transaction start, but the candle will be printed if the broker is open. If the broker is not open, that will be a gap. It's not necessarily a gap in price, right? So look at these trades. Remember, you will have to take a bigger stop loss if you do this, because it may just break that up and pull back. Very likely, I think that is what they'll do. Pangos. I just posted this one, right? So don't forget to click the like in it. This one is amazingly nice. I like these when they do that. Don't miss that trade, guys. When they do it like that, it's just simple to trade. It's easy to trade, right? If they keep doing that, they will break to the upside. And then the bigger picture, we are expecting this to tag one more, right? We're expecting this to tag one more. Tag that up. And then we will look for the downside. How high would this go? I have no idea, but I'm expecting it to touch the 270 and then come down. So we'll see. You really want to trade this up, right? This was a similar structure to the Peng Yen. This is why the Peng Yen will go. And we did post this one. I think we posted this on a daily. Yep, I posted that one on a daily. Look for the upside. Amazing, right? Knew nothing about the election that is going to stop it, right? No election. We're actually coming to tag the top now. And then the downside should start, right? Showed you the example of what it's going to do. So now you may get the very nice last piece to the upside, and then we look for the downside trade. Don't miss it. Simple, don't miss it. I like it when they go so slow, because when they break, they go very fast. Pound New Zealand, also in a sideways move, right? We traded that yesterday. If you take, there may be a trade set up here to go to the top there. You got to keep a stop here, right? If you take it, if it looks good for a trade setup. So I think we took that trade this morning, right in here, just on the break here. I think my trade should be in that. The stop should be here, and then we'll manage it. We don't have to live with that stop. If this thing comes here, go back like that, do this, go this, just take off the trade for positive. It's not going anywhere. There's a good chance they will stay within this sideways move, which is they go back up here and then come back down here before they go, right? There's a good chance we will see that structure, right? But just in case, if they're going now, you probably want to risk being in that trade. Peng Yen, definitely more upside. Let it consolidate. It will consolidate much more than that. Peng Chief, this is a very nice setup too for a buy. Just let it come and then look for that trade up. If they break this structure here, then we will wait for correction, and then we will start to sell. No sell as yet. Don't sell this on this small move coming down, because it could stop right here and go right back up. If you're trading it in a 15 minutes, that's a different story, but I don't think you should take that risk so early, right? So some more downside, very likely. Let it come down somewhere here, and then we start looking for the upside, right? Peng CAD, go back to the 4-hour, and I think you will see a similar. Peng CAD is the only one that does not have an upside in it. It already broke the top, see? So this may just do this for a while, for a longer while. If they do this, then we look for one more up. If they drop, anytime they drop here and they consolidate, we'll be selling this. So go to the daily. This one broke the top, see? Question is it going to go down now, or do they have more upside? And they can go more up. So we'll wait and see how far up they go. If they pull back, you wouldn't get a trade here for a while. If this pulls back, then you'll wait for that trade up. That would be a good time from now. Aussie yen, upside. We can look at this as AUD, JPY. Let's look at that on a wanda also, because we want to see the candles. Yep. I think last week I told you guys, watch it to that trend line for the bounce, right? We think it's going to bounce to the upside, and they did that. You can still get in the trade. We just broke the trend line. They will consolidate here, and then you take that trade to the upside. So you have to wait for the consolidation. All the yen pairs, I said, be careful. All the yen pairs are going to make an up move. Remember this one? Go check this chart and see the trolls in there. I don't know if they're actually still there, but the ones who are saying it's never going to go up, right? You're getting a nice short-term trade here, by the way. You can see the setup for a short-term trade and then the upside. So watch this as a good trade. This thing has potential to go up quite a lot, right? I think I showed you last week in this thing. We're expecting them to at least make a move back to this level, even if they're going to go down. There's a good chance they're going up, right? Because if you look at the bigger picture, you can see that. You made a move here, made this, pull there, they make a move down here, they probably go back up. Even if they're going to this level and then down, that will be a good trade up. So keep your eyes on it. You can take the trade. You have two possible trades this week. One is a very, very short-term trade here. That's just a couple pip you grab, you take it, and then the next one is an impulse to the upside. Right? Two possible trades. CAD yen, it's still in the downtrend, but it did make the spike up. On the 4-hour, you can see that that spike is pretty sharp. So wait for it to consolidate here. And if it makes this consolidation, don't miss that trade out. Right? Yes. So don't miss this trade. I want you to take a snapshot, because next week, when it goes again, you're going to say, oh, darn, I didn't take it. There was this news in the CAD, or there was this news in the oil, or there was this news and that, and I didn't do, I got scared of the market, right? It's going to consolidate. Now, do you want to trade the consolidation? That's a good question. Do you want to take this consolidation for a move back down here and then up? A little dangerous. Don't trade this one. It's a little dangerous. Look for the trade to the upside. Right? Stay out of this one. Let's go to the New Zealand CAD. New Zealand CAD is going to correct here. They're breaking this trend line, so they will take, this is not going to go for so soon. They'll consolidate here for a longer while, and then we'll get an up trade. If we get this, this will probably take a couple of weeks. If you want to trade it on lower time frame inside of that structure, you have to have a lot of good skill levels, right? If you want to trade this in here, and you have the skill level to do it, then go ahead, but it will go sideways. I can tell you that it's going to go sideways for a while. Aussie CAD, stay out of this. It's kind of going up, but on the bigger picture, anytime they can break that structure. So wait for them to do something before maybe next week we get trades in that. Euro New Zealand, we definitely want trades in this, right? We've got this pullback here. See, up move, pull back, up move. They're getting a pullback. You want this trade. But this could make one more down here and then go back up there. So let's go see if we get the possibility for that one more down there. Still possible. I think it's very possible we can get this one more down here. They make a flag here. They can drop down, break the low, and then start the upside. So if you get this trade, you may want to consider it. Right? Remember, Aussie is going to go down faster than the New Zealand would likely go. Right? If you're long, very long term, you can probably live through this and keep it, right? If you're short term long, you should have been out of the trade already for profit. So it depends where you're long. A long term basis is upside. There's a short term trade to the downside before that happens. Silver, Man, we're looking to short this darn thing, but it's not giving us a setup to short it. We know it was going to go down. Some of my traders may have taken it, but you're just not getting a good setup to trade. I wanted to pull back like this and then take that trade. It looks like they're going to do this. And if they do that, I don't get a trade set up and, taking the trade. So we'll see. Anyway, let them go. When they come here, this pattern is telling me, we got to watch this pattern. Two things happen here right now. It's a 1, 2, 3, and they go back up. So if they break this trend line, don't jump in crazily into a big sell because you'll be trapped, right? You want them to make a flag here. If they make a flag here, we will all sell and we'll watch it when they come to this low. That will be your first trade, and you want them to break and go. If they go, you're going to have 1, 2, 3. Silver is likely going to retest that low. We spoke about that already about 2 weeks ago, right? And you will hear about that next week also. It's likely can test back that low. The only thing that will change the test of that low is if this comes here, make this structure, and start to go up. Well, that changes everything, right? So we're going to be watching this trade. I like the short. I'm looking for that short piece move down. I want them to first make a 1 hour flag, a 1 hour correction to the upside. So I want this to actually do this. Give me that trade down, and then we'll take the trade up because we're definitely going to be buying silver. So remember I said I like to buy silver, and then one person come and said, you always say you buy silver. Why are you selling it? I said, well, you got to be crazy, right? Because we bought here. Actually, you can see it, right? The good thing is, here's what is amazing with trading view charts. I love them. You have proof of what you did. So when you want to follow anybody and they're telling you crazy things about what they did, hey, you want to show me it? Did you have a chart that you posted said we should all buy silver here because it's going to make a move up? That was when I was saying buy silver, right? Do you see the move up? Just click it. Amazing charts. I love these charts. They are amazing, right? You can't ask for better. You guys should support TradingView. That's good charts. So they did make that move up. Now they're making a move down. Let's see if we get one more down. If we get one more down here, all of us are buying. We're all going to be buying a whole lot of silver, right? If they touch that level again, you can have entry orders there now. If they touch that level, buy. Now, what could happen is they may do this and start to go back up like that. If they do that, we will buy here. Right? We will still buy silver. But if we buy at that level, we will use stops. If we buy at this level, we will not use stops. See? It's easy. It's not difficult. It's understanding what the structures are doing. Right? Now, are we going to buy silver? Yes, we will. But right now, we want to sell it because it's in a consolidation going down. We're not crazy. This is a nice piece of move we can take. And if we get it, we will take it. And then we will all buy silver up. Or if they drop further here, which I think is possible, that would be one amazing trade, and then we buy up. Remember, the idea of this thing is wave theories. They move up, they move down, they move up, they move down. So if you can ride the waves, you can make a lot of money. That is the purpose of it. Right? Let's go. Gold, similar structure. You're going to get short-term trades, right? In our trading room, we're even looking, we actually put this to my traders in shorter term. Tell them you can take that trade up if you want and take this trade down. Well, that gapped as we know, so we wait for consolidation here. And if that proves, you get this trade. You'll have to wait about a day or two for that. And then you get that trade. No buys. You don't have any buy setups in there. Don't buy it now. Right? Wait. Oil, did I say it's going to go down? Remember I said oil is at the top there last week. Watch it to go down. Watch it to go down. If you were buying, you were supposed to take your profit immediately. If you were buying these short terms, I said they pulse, take your profit. Pulse, because when they break that structure, it's down, 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 down. My traders are in this one. It's more down. Now they will move their stops. They move their stop to there, then they move their stop to here. They'll move their stops to this level. And some of them may be even selling a little more. You're on it, right? Great. Some of you are trading, some of you in this webinar should be in it because I showed you. That's exactly what we're looking for. And there's a good chance this thing is going to go lower. This may come much lower. They may come to retest this low. We have divergence there. The chart is showing us a possibility if it is. Look at the long-term chart. See that? Remember I showed you, look at these patterns here, this flatness, and look at that. There's a good chance we get one more down. See? Now, you didn't lose anything as yet. Of course, there's a big movement that's gone on lower time frame, but remember we are doing wave theory, right? So at some point, if this is going to continue to go down, when they break this low, they're going to pull back. And then we will all be in the trade, if you're not in the trade as yet. What is the best point to buy if it's keep falling? Why you want to buy it if it's falling, Jeffrey? I just told you it could probably go break the low, and you're saying, okay, what is the best point to buy it? Why you want to buy something that is falling? Wait for it to fall, right? You wait for it to pull back and sell it, right? So let's go. Natural gas, it's a downside, but this, oh, wow, it's starting moving. Great, you guys did well. So if you sold natural gas, you're supposed to keep it there. This was a correction, and it's starting to move for those of you who took the trade. It will go more to the downside. We are looking for a three-wave structure. We have one, we have two, and this one is going to go more. So natural gas is going to go some more, and then we'll see when they break this low, we'll see what happens. If you're not in the trade, wait for them to pull back and then sell. Wait for them to pull back and then sell. Wait for them to pull back and then sell. Don't jump in the candle at the bottom, right? I'll come to that. I'm coming to S&P. Okay, we'll skip all the Swiss pairs because they're not worth doing. Let's go to S&P 500. Somebody's getting impatient. S&P 500 this morning, we told my traders, watch this pattern here for downside, right? Watch this pattern for downside. There's a good chance you want them to come here, break, make a little flag here, join this trade, and then watch for them to come. They may come all the way to this level. Let me show you that. There was a slight change in the structure we were looking at, and I think this consolidation here, see that consolidation there, is what we are doing here right now, and we may drop. How far? Back to the trend line. Look for the drop. It's a short-term trade. I may post this out and on the 4 hour for you guys in TradingView. Please feel free to click the likes if you like the chart, but this is a nice one. Watch this. Good chart to the downside, right? Nifty. Let's go. Or somebody want Bitcoin. Let's do Bitcoin. Bitcoin, you can probably get some more up. It's slowing down. You can see that this here is slowing down, but I still think it's a little more up. It's getting dangerous though. As you come close to the top, the buys are getting dangerous. So you got to be careful. I'd probably wait for the sell setup when it starts because it's at a very big top. Nifty, for those of you who are in the trade, Nifty is breaking. Be careful of this buy. Right? Be very, very careful of this buy. This buy may not be long term. They may just go here and start to come down, right? If you're taking that buy, you will have to move your stops into profit as soon as you get it, if you get it, right? I think this is going to come back down very fast. So be careful if you're in the buy, just be very careful. Copper doing nothing. Stay out of copper. It's doing nothing right now. DE30 is interesting. It eventually came back up and broke the top, right? Remember, my traders were in the sell and this down, and they closed the trade in here. They wait for the flag if it's going to continue to go down, and then it reverses today. So now they're breaking the top, change the structure, watch at this, and long term, you're starting to look for your downside. Long term, you're starting to look for this thing to break this top here, maybe a little more up, but then come back here and possibly even all the way down. So if you're a long-term trader, start watching this. If you're a short-term trader, there may be some more buys to the upside. If they pull back slightly here, go there, pull back, go there, pull back, go there, but then they're going to drop. Especially if you start to see that at the top there, you're going to see a drop. Look for the long-term trade, not the short-term trade. Is the chat working? Of course it's working. People are actually typing there. So let's go. What else? I think that's about it. We've completed everything. Let's go with questions. Patience is virtue, right? Yes, Tom, you tell them. They should know that. Aussie CAD, I think we did Aussie CAD, didn't we? Let's go. Let me look at Aussie CAD. I think we did Aussie CAD. Don't do anything in Aussie CAD as yet. I remember that. Aussie USD and Pound USD, we did it already. You'll watch the recording. Next course, okay, we'll talk about that at the end. Euro New Zealand, we did Euro New Zealand, the Euro TRY, the Euro Turkish Lira. Let's go look at that for you guys. We have a lot of people from Turkey. Okay, so this is breaking out. It's not a sell setup as yet. Be careful. Remember the Euro Pound, similar structure. They break this low and then they go back up. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to wait to see if you get confirmation. Let them consolidate here. This is about 2 or 3 days. If they consolidate, there is downside. If they reverse back to this upside, right? Same thing like the pound, you will trade it back to this level. That will be the trade up. So you don't have any trade set up on that as yet. What else? How much gold would be bearish? What do you mean how much it's going to be bearish? I don't know. I'm expecting it to retest the low and then we'll see. Aussie USD, I took a break even because it did not exit on time. How to exit on time? Well, that's a long story. I have to teach you all the structure, right? And teach you how the strategy to use it and all of that. Understanding structure is what will help you to exit in time. Let's see what else. What is the main difference between your wave analysis and Elliott wave analysis is that we teach you how to identify a single wave, how to isolate and identify a single wave. No Elliott waver will teach you that. They will give you a lot of numbers and letters on the chart. They don't teach you how to actually identify what is a single wave. Should we close a position before the weekend? No, not necessarily. You don't have to do that. Even though the euro, everybody is going crazy about the euro. I kept my euro yet. Right? I kept my trades. Right? So at the end of the wave, who determines the economical situation of a country or a union? Not divide. Well, this is a question. At the end of the wave, who determines the economic situation? Who says that they're moving because of the economical conditions in the country? Right? These are short-term trades. If you're looking at the longer yearly, monthly, weekly trend, which is determined by economical conditions, you will see it. We don't trade those trends. An economical condition in a country deteriorates in a certain amount of years, 5 years, 10 years. You have to have a 5-year, 10-year trend to show that deterioration. While that is happening, you're going to have long-term waves up and down. That's it. You will see it. And here's the interesting part. If that country is going to start to fail, you will actually see an uptrend before that failure happens. You're going to see strength before the weakness comes. It will get to the very top before it starts to fall. Most Elliott wave people at TradingView has, I don't know. I'm not following all of them to see whether all, but it's. Here's what I think of TradingView. TradingView has a lot of hypes, and I've been saying that for a long time. Right? Remember the 1001 pip that disappeared? You remember the 100 trades to nowhere? Where are all those guys? They're gone. Because those are hypes. Don't follow hypes. They will just mislead you. That's my point. Don't follow anybody who is giving you hypes. They're hyping you for whatever reason they have, and it's a road to nowhere. That's all. Follow. You can decide who you want to follow, what you want to follow. But if you see the clear hyping, you remember the webinar with the guy in the fancy mansion and the whatever else, he's Ferrari in front of the house and the swimming pool at the back and two models at his sides. He's not a trader. He's just hyping you. You ever see a real trader look like? My hair is not combed for the last week, probably. Right? I don't comb my hair unless I have to go out. You take your shower, you don't even comb the hair because you're still trading home, right? You don't have no fancy model next to me. My wife will kick me out of the window if I do that, right? You can imagine me having a model next to me while I'm trading. I'll be out of the window. I'm actually right in front of the window. She wouldn't take a long time to throw me through. Because you trade, that's what you do. I'm in the charts most of the darn time. I don't have time to go get a fancy Ferrari and a fancy mansion and all those crazy stuff. They're hyping you. You have to understand. I mean, you guys are smart. You don't let those crazy people get you to believe those nonsense, right? Trader with a fancy model by his side, like, hey, you're gonna get this. If you trade, you're gonna get this. You're gonna get the house, and you get a Ferrari, and you get that model next to you, right? It's like crazy stuff, right? I don't know who believes those things, but they do it, right? They do it day in, day out. Next course is going to be in September, not earlier. Right? Yeah, in the Caribbean. So, yes, on the beach, right? You know, it's very funny. You watch those things and you're like, those guys are not trading. You don't have time to do that crap when you're trading, right? So, okay, guys, all of you have fun. Trading is fun. I enjoy it. I really enjoy trading, right? So, all of you enjoy yourself, have fun, trade, make money. Last night was amazing. Gold long term. Gold long term is in a big sideways move. It's in a big monthly consolidation. So there are going to be waves up and down for the next 10 years, maybe even more, 15 years. It's not going to break the top for the next 10 years. I can guarantee you that, because we looked at the structure and we saw that previously, and we know it's not going to happen, right? It's going to go sideways up and down, and that means you can trade, right? So go learn to trade, guys. You're all, I know you know, practice is going to get you somewhere. Results will come. Keep practicing. I'll see all of you. Take care. Have a wonderful week. Right? Bye. And thank you for coming. Don't forget to share the links on the YouTube video as well. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.